4 or 5 days after the Delhi election results on the 8th of December, I met Arvind Kejriwal and told him to reconsider the ban on Times Now. And I told Arvind Kejriwal, you're a political party now, you're going to have to be open to criticism. Arvind Kejriwal told me at that point of time that I don't care if anyone criticizes us, but Times Now cannot criticize us. As a result of our decision not to come under that kind of censorship, he and Yogendra Yadav together ensured that Times Now would be banned by the Aam Aadmi Party. I told Yogendra Yadav that we were not cheerleaders of any party, but clearly that is what they must expect. Now, why am I saying this tonight before I welcome everyone on the debate? I'm saying this tonight so that somewhere Yogendra Yadav realizes that he can't even stop Arvind Kejriwal from criticizing him, and Arvind Kejriwal realizes he can't stop Yogendra Yadav from criticizing him. Kamal Mitra Chenoy of the Aam Aadmi Party, Ajay Bose, who supported the Aam Aadmi Party for a long time, Sabha Naqvi, political editor of the Outlook, who's been hopeful about the Aam Aadmi Party for long, I don't know about tonight. General Raj Kadian fought from Rajasthan on an Aam Aadmi Party ticket. He is the former Deputy Chief of Army Staff. And critical of the Aam Aadmi Party tonight, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP, Ragini Naik of the Congress, R.K. Mishra of the Navbharat Democratic Party, and Santosh Bhartiya, editor of Chauthi Duniya. This is an open debate, and I would first like to begin by asking Professor Kamal Mitra Chenoy, camps have emerged, the disintegration has started. Yogendra Yadav and Manish Sisodia are in an open fight. Yogendra Yadav says that Arvind Kejriwal has become some kind of an undemocratic party supremo. Where is this story going now?
Well, Arnab, the first thing I'd like to say is that Aam Aadmi people have been coming to your channel. I have been coming for quite a while. Along with me earlier,
you are a friend of the party. No official spokesperson of the party is allowed to come on Times Now. Everyone knows that. You are a member of the party. You are not an official spokesperson. And all official spokespersons have in some kind of a conceited and silly move decided to boycott an independent channel. Anyway, that's not the story. I'm only saying it tonight because we were told to change the line of our questioning vis-a-vis the AAP. Everyone knows that. Ask anyone in Delhi.
Well,
ask anyone in Delhi,
anyway,
because your party could not tolerate criticism. That's all. I'm glad you're there, but you're not an official spokesperson.
Not only on this channel, but on many other channels, I have defended the Aam Aadmi Party, and I have taken the same position that I'm taking here.
Yeah, but when you go back from the program, ask Yogendra Yadav whether this ban is true or not. Anyway, you tell me what's happening in your party tonight.
No, but I think, Arnab, the more serious question is the party split down the middle?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
No.
Are there sharp debates? Yes.
Sharp debates.
There are sharp debates on where we focused our electoral strength, whether it was right to have 420 odd candidates all over the country or be much more select, whether our
no, but when just a minute. When we ask the questions in the media, then Arvind Kejriwal would say this media is bought out, corporate media, you've taken money, you are corrupt. Now, Yogendra Yadav is asking those questions. Has Yogendra Yadav taken money from someone to ask those questions? Anyway, let's get a second voice tonight. Santosh Bhartiya of Chauthi Duniya. This is part of democracy, says Kamal Mitra Chenoy.
कमल जी की मैं बड़ी इज्जत करता हूँ अर्नब। मुझे सिर्फ एक दुख हो रहा है कि हमने एक डिबेकल देखा 77 में, लोगों ने बहुत भरोसा किया था। दूसरा हमने 89 में देखा, जब वीपी सिंह प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने तो लोगों ने बहुत भरोसा किया था, और दोनों समय सरकारें नहीं चल पाईं, आपसी झगड़े की वजह से गिर गई। अभी अरविंद केजरीवाल के यहाँ एक नई कमाल की चीज़ हुई कि लोग इकट्ठे हुए विदाउट आइडियोलॉजी। एक प्रो मार्केट है, एक एंटी मार्केट है, एक प्रो पीपुल है, एक एंटी पीपुल है। इस तरीके के लोग इस पार्टी में इकट्ठे हुए, और जो सबसे समझदार लोग थे, मैं कमल जी को भी मानता हूं, लेकिन प्रोफेसर आनंद कुमार और योगेंद्र यादव, इनकी बात पार्टी में ज़्यादा सुनी नहीं गई। ये पार्टी बुनियादी तौर पर लोगों की भीड़ रही, ये पार्टी के रूप में कभी कन्वर्ट हो ही नहीं पाई। और जितने लोग सामने आए उन सबका आइडियोलॉजिकल वैक्यूम लोगों के सामने बहुत बुरी तरह से आया। इसलिए मेरा ये मानना है कि ये हिंदुस्तान के लोगों को एक नया फ्रस्ट्रेशन दे गई, और शायद आने वाले 10, 15, 20 सालों में जो भी आदमी बदलाव की बात करेगा, चेंज की बात करेगा, प्रो पीपल पॉलिटिक्स की बात करेगा, शायद उसके ऊपर लोग कम भरोसा करें।
Maybe Mr. Yadav wants to launch his own party. Maybe Shazia Ilmi thinks that she can launch her own party. Maybe, and I haven't heard from Kumar Vishwas. Where is Kumar Vishwas? Ajay Bose. I don't know whether Ajay Bose or Sabha Naqvi know today where Kumar Vishwas is. There is a theory doing the rounds that he is also planning to switch. He told his reporter to tell our people.
I've heard that he left in the middle of the meeting.
That he is not at home, but I was told he is at home. And he's running away from the Times Now camera. I don't know, Ajay Bose, what's going on in this party?
Well, obviously there are serious differences. I personally feel that at the moment we can't call these differences a formal split. However, there are serious differences, but you know, Arnav, people like us, people like me, who had great hopes that AAP is going to represent a departure, a radical departure from conventional politics, and that is why even a very cynical veteran journalist like me, we have a certain amount of romanticism. We know that all the other parties have very conventional political approaches, and this party was one of the few parties who came along and said, listen, you keep on changing governments, we keep on changing leaders, we keep on changing prime ministers, however nothing changes for the people. And so there was a great hope that there will be a new type of party. Unfortunately, what I find is that although the ideas were good, they were completely unable to translate this into some kind of systematic plan. And they overreached themselves, and now that the Lok Sabha elections are over, there are all kinds of leadership issues.
No, but
instead
today
of
it's about power. Today it's about...
They completely got sidelined by these leadership issues.
There is, and let me tell you here, Sabha, you know this, today it's purely about power, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, Yogendra Yadav wants to tell us today, oh, I'm so worried about the fact that the party is to centralize. I mean, anybody would ask that question before the elections, and Yogendra Yadav would be among the people who would say these people have been bought out. He talks today about diverting public attention and losing a sense of direction. But what about the pure loss of direction when these dharnas and sit-ins, when Arvind Kejriwal carried out that little drama last week, Yogendra Yadav was outside the police station, wasn't he, Sabha? So what has happened today is that there's a power struggle in Haryana between Yogendra Yadav and somebody else. This has got nothing to do with ideology. That's what I'm hearing. What are you hearing?
Arnab, I believe whatever future, let me give you my view on, since you described me as hopeful about AAP, give me 2 minutes to say something. First of all, I don't think, I think the party has to be built around Arvind Kejriwal, regardless of all the many mistakes he seems to have made in the last, after the result came out. He showed a very, even more dangerous than what we've seen these fights within the party, which by the way, you've seen in the Congress. I've also seen it in the BJP after defeat. We've seen fights in parties after defeat. This is a very young party. But what has really worried me has been the manner in which they acted inconsistently. There is something called therav, there is something called the ability to stay the course in defeat. In defeat is when your character is tested. You don't go jumping from one decision to the other seeking the media limelight. I think that is the greatest mistake they have made. They were a new party, you know, so I'm not even, I don't know how they expected
you're being very
to do
forgiving.
Very well. Nobody did expect them to do very well. I think they'll...
No, you see, I can understand, Sabha, a party makes one mistake. But a party makes so-called, and I don't think these are mistakes. Are they mistakes? Let me ask R.K. Mishra, are they mistakes? You think they are mistakes, sir? You also had a party of your own from Bangalore. Are they mistakes? Or is this actually an implosion that's happening right now?
Arnav, I have a personal rapport with Arvind. He happens to be my classmate. He went to Kharagpur, I went to Kanpur, and we share a lot of passion and ideology. I think the problem with Arvind and the people, they were, unfortunately somebody mentioned, it was amalgamation of opportunists who came together just in a short span of time, trying to get to the power somehow. And somebody very aptly put in Lucknow, when I was campaigning for my own campaign in UP, we had around 18 candidates, that they had dal roti, but in trying to get biryani, they let go of dal roti. And this is what exactly happened, because a lot of people who came around, I don't want to name, and I know them personally, we spoke, in fact they were after me. They said only way you can join us by merging us. I think the arrogance that it went to their head. We do need a party like that, with Congress going nowhere. I think there is a need for a constructive opposition. AAP could have been there, everything said and done. Fielding 400 people across the country, and we have fielded many people, and we know how difficult. It's no mean task. This party has the right, DNA, but the problem is the people who are associated, they are all activist type. Nobody knows how to manage. None of them have done anything in life in terms of creating any economic activity. They all are activists. They only know how to say no. They don't know how to say yes. So that's the problem with this party. They need managers. They need political coordination. They think everybody else is an enemy. In politics, nobody is an enemy. So I think these are fundamental issues. Yogendra Yadav I have met Ashutosh, I have met Arvind so many times. These people were on a cloud 9, and I think they need to come down, they need to understand, and they have to build. It's a 20-year process, and I would be very sad if this party disappears.
No, it's one thing about being sad, but they have a serious sense of entitlement. Ragini Naik, yes, I'm coming to you. Let's ask some straightforward questions to the Aam Aadmi Party. I mean, the fact is that today Yogendra Yadav says there is a serious deficit. No, Yogendra Yadav today says the party has a serious deficit in policy thinking. I just want to understand, when people ask them why did you...
But Yogendra Yadav was supposed to be the policy think tank of the party.
Precisely.
Arvind was...
Precisely. It's like Rahul Gandhi criticizing dynasty. It's like Rahul Gandhi criticizing dynasty. Yogendra Yadav decided everything within the Aam Aadmi Party, and now since he can't have his say, he becomes the critic within. Ragini, you must be really pleased at the way things are going.
Arnav, let me begin by saying, to err is human. You see, mistake is not a problem as long as you learn from your mistake and make amends. But the problem with Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is that accepting wrongdoings is not his forte. He has the might within the Aam Aadmi Party, and that is why he is always Mr. Right. This is the basic problem. Now, coming on to the essential issue, that the question that you are raising tonight, I think there are 2 or 3 very important issues that have to be brought to the forefront. To begin with, I would say that power has many dimensions. It attracts people, it pulls people together. Till the time the light of power was shining in front of the Aam Aadmi Party and the leaders, you found that they were all together. They managed somehow to kind of put forth certain actions, put forth certain policies. However, I believe that they have never been foregrounded in ideology or any sort of structure. But the important point is that as soon as the light of power diminishes, as soon as they realize that it is a 5-year-long struggle, and they know that even the people in Delhi are once bitten, twice shy, they are not going to vote in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party, we are seeing a major collapse. We are seeing this party breaking down. Another point that I would like to raise here tonight is that it was very, somewhere down the line, this particular incident of the letter war between Manish Sisodia and Mr. Yogendra Yadav is sounding the death knell of this party. There have been many fallouts. We've seen Madam Madhu Bhaduri leaving, Shazia Ilmi leaving, we've seen Captain Gopinath leaving, but certain accusations coming from a person like Yogendra Yadav, whom I personally found to be a credible voice somehow, have seen large and serious implications, and the impact has been so grave that the Aam Aadmi Party has gone into a complete denial mode. They are not accepting something which is glaringly obvious, that there is a rift within the party, there are internal conflicts, there has been a lot of acrimony and accusations. It is a classic case of split wide open, premised on power politics, power dynamics. And I would say that this is not the first or the last time that this party has washed its dirty linen in the public. It's going to be repeated, and I think this party has seen the best of the days.
This General Kadian, and by the way, Kamal Mitra Chennai, I hope you are listening tonight. And Sudhanshu Trivedi, I am coming to you. But I hope you are listening tonight. Because so many people gave you such a big opportunity. And principally out of a simple feeling that they didn't like the BJP, they didn't like the Congress, and they felt that you could do something. You just whittled it all away. Why? Because you were completely conceited, arrogant and self-serving in your party's approach. I'm not saying your approach towards criticism. I mean, Arvind Kejriwal would preach to everyone. But when Shazia Ilmi said on camera that Muslims must not be secular in this election, he did absolutely nothing. He didn't do one thing. Yeah. That, in my view, was a loss of direction. Till date, I don't know what action, if any, was taken on the investigation, internal investigation on the charges against Prashant Bhushan. It was almost as if Aam Aadmi Party leaders would sit at a different pedestal. None of them could be criticized. That's exactly what happened with Somnath Bharti. Anybody who questioned all that needless, hypocritical drama over Somnath Bharti was sold out and part of a self-serving paid corporate media. And the same man, Arvind Kejriwal, Yogendra Yadav, Ashutosh and all these leaders had the courage at one point of time to even claim that Times Now was a corrupt channel. I mean, these people should really search within and ask themselves on what basis, with what justification, with what sense of ideology, with what propriety did they dare to ask a channel like Times Now a question. We broke all the scams, they broke none. They just wanted to use all that public sentiment to reach political power. And when we asked those people that their lust for power should not make them arrogant, they refused to listen. So I'm not blaming you, Kamal Mitra Chennai. I'm only telling you that all those leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party have tonight been exposed. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those arrogant set of leaders in your party who stopped listening. Raj Kadian, you entered the Aam Aadmi Party. You've been Deputy Chief of Staff. I'm sure you entered for a reason. How do you feel today at the drama that's going on within the Aam Aadmi Party? This fight, not the other drama.
Or now let me clarify, I joined the Aam Aadmi Party because of their ideology. The ideology is still good and many of the volunteers still firmly believe in that ideology. They have obviously gone wrong in their actions, in their methodology. But let me also say that a party is bigger than individuals. If you look at history, a long war that starts with a defeat, the generals are always the first casualty. The leadership then passes on to the next rung and they lead the party with the same ideology. I am not a member of the inner core, either the National Executive or the Political Affairs Committee or any such think tank. I have never met Arvind Kejriwal in my life. I have spoken to him only once. I have met Mr. Yogendra Yadav only once when I was interviewed for the Lok Sabha ticket, and never after that. I have not even spoken to him. So I do not know them individually, and I think the party is bigger than the individuals. There is a turmoil that cannot be denied. I myself sent a message to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal when he came into the jail and then came out of it. I said, you might be hoping to get public support and sympathy, but these antics are now inviting ridicule. The party was born out of agitationist mode. Unfortunately, even when they were ruling Delhi, that mode was not given up. As a chief minister, he himself became part of the agitation. He himself was on a dharna, slept out in the open for. I don't think that was a very wise decision, but maybe they thought otherwise. I still believe the leaders who have come to raise this party is required in national interest. Somebody has already said this. We have had two major parties, we have tried both. a fresh approach is required in the country, and that is how Aam Aadmi initially.
No, but what? No, look at the Mr. Kadian. That's all right. But look at the problem within. Look at the problem within your own party. No, 1 second. In your own party manifesto, sir. Sir, 1 second. Before you change the country, what about changing the party? Kamal Mitra Chenoy.
I am sure they will sit together.
No.
Find a way
Mr. Kadian, I don't think you can hear me.
Come up, and the party.
Any party which is vibrant will keep changing.
Political wars are very
1 second. I don't think, Mr. Kadian, you can hear me.
Tomorrow. I still believe in their ideology,
Well,
and I do sincerely hope
Mr. Kadian.
differences are sorted out. and
Mr. Kadian, I don't think you can hear me. Can you? Or I'll just go to someone else. Mr. Kadian, the point is, the point is, Ajay Bose, I just go to Mr. Trivedi, and then I'm opening up this debate. Before you change the country, first you've got to change yourself. I mean, the party said that we don't want concentration of power, there should be decentralization. Today, Yogendra Yadav says the maximum centralization is within the Aam Aadmi Party. Sudhanshu Trivedi, in to the debate. After that, Ajay Bose, I'm coming back to you.
Arnav, actually, I am not surprised at the series of events which is happening in Aam Aadmi Party. Because if you look something in depth, it is very clear that what was going to happen. There is a difference between an issue-based agitation and a broad-based structured political party which is capable of handling so many issues. They were more behaving like a professional agitator than a mature political party. In my opinion, for any political party to sustain, they must have a point of coherence which emerges out of three things: the ideology, organization, and sense of aspiration. Here the problem was, in ideology, mainly there are three fringes, left, right or center. They were unable to define in which ideology they are trying to portray themselves. Then the organizational level, they try to get everybody from every nick and corner to come on their side. As far as the inspiration, they have made a very new, very peculiar ideology. Breaking of discipline has become a point of morality. Demeaning the institutions have become a point of morality. When their minister is openly taking over and above the police and accusing the police, and this you symbolize as morality, it means you are sowing the seeds of discontent and showing an ideal which is very dangerous for your cadre from top to bottom. So the same thing happened when a chief minister says that you do his thing, and he was using the phrase, koi aapko ghoos de.
Kamal Mitra Chenoy, hear that.
Setting kar lena. If these type of phrases were used by chief minister on chair, you do setting and then let us know. It means you are trying to create an anarchy in the system. You are not having any discipline.
Kamal Mitra Chenoy.
And of course, when the crisis hour comes, it is the time for you to test. I would like to quote one sentence of Kumar Vishwas. He has quoted one couplet of Ramcharitmanas on the plight of Aam Aadmi Party. Dheeraj dharam mitra arunari apad kal parakhiye chari. It means at the hour of crisis, your commitment towards your patience, your dharma, your friend and your wife, means your family, is on the touchstone at the time of crisis, since they were having all sort of inherent problems, structured problems, the basic theoretical problems. So they are facing this type of problem at the hour of crisis.